All right, this is going to be an example of box and whiskers. I've got a set of numbers right here, and I'm going to work this freehand here so that you can follow along. All right, step one is to put the numbers in order. So when I do this, what I do is I'll have this list of numbers, and then I'm going to mark off the ones that I see and can put in order and change it if I need to, if I forget something. I can see four is the smallest, so I'm going to start with four. Then I'm going to get through my list. I see 30. 32, 25 is next, it looks like. And if I'm wrong, that's all right. I'll just change it later. I'm going to mark that out. All right, then 30 looks like the next one. Cross that out. Then 32. All right, then 34 it looks like. So I'm going to cross that out. All right, then 36. Then 40. And then 45. And then 88. I just kind of sped it up there at the end. Now, here's what I'm going to do, and this is what I recommend. Always count what you've got and see if it matches up with those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got nine numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So I feel pretty good that I've got all the numbers. Now, I'm going to find quartile 2 first. I just like to do that. There's nine numbers I found. So this is going to be your first half. So if there's an odd number of numbers, it works a little bit differently when you have an even number. This is your second half. And there's my quartile 2, 34. So I'm going to make a little summary over here. Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. Quartile 2 is 34 because that's the middle number right there. All right. The middle number for the first half is between 25 and 30. So you could add them up and divide by 2, or I just kind of think about it. Between 25 and 30 is going to be, say, 26, 27, all right, then 29, 23. So you can kind of do the number line, or you could just go ahead and add it up. 55 is what you get, and you can divide it by 2. All right. 2 times 2 is 4, 1, 5. 7, 14, 1, 0. So it's going to be 27.5. So 27.5 is quartile 1. All right, quartile 2 is here, or quartile 3, excuse me, and it's between 40 and 45. So it's the same thing process as 25 and 30. I could add it up and divide by 2, but I kind of already know it. It's going to be 42.5. All right, now I'm going to graph it. Now, I'm not going to go from 1 to 1 million on the graph. I'm not going to go from 1 to 10. I'm going to do what makes sense with these numbers here and up here. Now, unfortunately, I've got a 4 here, so I'm actually going to have to go pretty low, and I got 88 here. So I need to plan out my graph. I'm probably just, I could go up by fives maybe. I'm going to erase this so I got a little more room. I got to kind of plan it out. You really don't want more than 10 marks on your graph. So let's spread it out here a little bit. I'm gonna go, let's see, I'm gonna go up by tens. So 0, 10. And this graph doesn't have to be absolutely perfect unless you're making a presentation or you're putting in a book or something. You don't need to be perfect when you're just kind of sketching one out. So I'm gonna go up by tens. And I'm doing this to keep it to 10 or less marks on my graph. And looking at my graph, I got to go from 4 to 88. So that's a big jump. But let's go ahead and graph. All right, I'm going to graph it above it so I can draw that box. All right, the quartile 1 is 27.5. So it's going to be about here. Do I have to be exact? Not for this purpose. Quartile 2 is 34. So that's going to be about right there. All right, quartile 3 is 42.5, and that's going to be about right there. All right, then I connect my two quartile 1, quartile 3, and then I put a line down quartile 2. Oop, there we go. All right, now I'm going to do the whiskers. So I got to put 4, which is about, let's see, there's 5. So 4 is going to be about right here. And then 88 all the way up here. All right, now I'm going to connect the whiskers to the box. And I have graphed box and whiskers. Now, we're not into interpreting graphs yet. We're not into interpreting these box and whiskers. So it means something that if you have longer whiskers or shorter, or longer boxes or shorter. So that's going to mean something when we start interpreting. Right now, I just want you to be ready to be able to graph box and whiskers. So there it is.